Welcome back. Before I start this video, y'all might have heard in Minnesota about a 5-year-old immigrant child was left behind by his father, or ICE was using the baby as bait. No. The father left the child, okay? The father fucking left the 5-year-old baby out there in, I think, what, 15, maybe lower rated cold temperatures than that, and everything. And the ICE found the little child walking around. The father left the child there, okay? I know how CNN and all them like to fucking spread bullshit lies and everything. That's the problem about CNN and all these damn Democrat channels and everything. But anyway, here the mother refused to take custody of the child after the father fled from immigrant agents. 7 hours today, Fox News, Greg Tennyson provides detail on alleged ICE detaining 5-year-old in Minnesota and charged against protesters who stormed a church. Angel Dad, Joe Alberto Jones, the focus in determined actions. 24 hours, all current news services are here. Basically, this happened 7 hours today. Okay? 5-year-old did not get arrested. I don't know why they fucking lie about this shit. They found a little kid walking around and everything. Alright? They did not use the little kids right. Here's some people who read the comments. He read and left a 5-year-old in the cold. Ben should be held accountable more as well. In that way, Joe Biden should be held responsible for this shit going on. This shit is true. We didn't have all the shit that Joe Biden didn't do what she did. Open the borders and everything. So yeah. Here, keep it to your point and protect ICE. I can't say it loud enough. Everyone has to vote in the midterm against these psychopaths. Thank you, ICE. God bless. All these people storming the church should be charged. All of them. Joe Fry should immediately be apprehended and put in jail. I believe he should, because that's a sorry ass piece of fucking mayor. But anyway, let's get to the video here and everything. And one more thing I gotta say. This goes out to all the news people. ABC News, NBC, CNN, not Fox News, they good. News 10, News 19, Channel 57, all y'all Democrats and everything, y'all need to fucking tell the truth. Because it's y'all motherfuckers out there that spread these bullshit lies, and when the truth comes out, a lot of innocent people get hurt because your fucking lies. I'm gonna let you know, every single person that works at these news stations, when you die, there is a place in hell for y'all. For lying on people that worked hard and put their life on the line. There's a special place in hell right beside the pedophiles and the rapists in hell. Okay? Get to the video.
Today, and as I had said previously to Chairman Jordan, this was really an opportunity for people to see who's being picked up. And the administration, the Trump administration, is doing this daily now. And I made note, a lot of sex crime, a lot of pedophilia that they're finding. And, you know, we've been reporting for years now, all through the ex-President Biden's presidency, not just about the children who were lost, which is horrific, 300,000 of them, and even former DHS Secretary Mayorkas admitted they couldn't find all those kids. I don't know how hard they were looking. But the bigger problem overall was the sex trafficking of children and young women across the border. And you can see a lot of what was going on in terms of sex crimes now as they hold up these pictures. Now, some may argue, well, they're handpicking those. Then I would ask, why are there so many? Because there are a lot. And what are we really dealing with in this country if we don't go after those people? The left says they are concerned about children. We all, as a nation, should have been more concerned when 300,000 were missing in this country. If there's a chance to find those kids, if there's a chance to reunite them with freedom and with care. And that one little one that Commander
There's another white CNN, NBC News, ABC, CNN, BBC News, and all of them ain't covering that kind of shit. 3,000 kids missing when Joe Biden was office. But they didn't cover that shit, no. They wanted to cover shit about Trump, make him negative, but make them look golden, holy. And I know a lot of dumbasses out there. Who gives a fuck about the first black president? Okay? Fuck that shit. color of your skin don't mean shit in my book anymore. You can't do your fucking job. You don't need to be the president. Joe Biden, he's a fucking pedophile. He raped his own fucking daughter. And it's been proven facts in the diary of hers. Back to the video.
Bovino talked about, I mean, this will stick with all of us. Can you imagine a child, non-surgical wounds, they suspect some kind of drug in his system. Maybe he was a mule and there were drugs inside, but they couldn't wake him up and they had to do a sternum rub to wake him up. A little one needed then to be resuscitated and then stitched up professionally to save him. What in the world are we doing if we don't protect our kids? And I mean our kids, no matter where they come from. Because they're little, they didn't choose it. A whole lot to get to, and the Trump administration laying it out. We just heard more about all of that from Commander Bovino and ICE Assistant Director Charles. The DOJ is releasing those mugshots now of 3 of the anti-ICE rioters who stormed a Minnesota church in St. Paul, disrupted, terrorized services last Sunday. Well, now those 3 suspects are facing federal charges. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey is finally speaking out about the church protest, but only to side with the rioters. Watch this part.
I want to comment on Nikema Levy-Armstrong's arrest. It's a gross abuse of power, and she should immediately be released.
Today in Minnesota, far-left activists are calling for a day of protests and boycotts. I thought they were already doing that. Now they want publicity, apparently. And we've been showing you this photo of that 5-year-old little boy involved in an ICE operation making the rounds across the country. The legacy media are seizing and using it as an opportunity to attack ICE agents.
This is not about deporting people. It's about demeaning people. It's about desensitizing people.
It doesn't really signal we want to work with you if you're at the 600-man department in Minneapolis and they bring in 3,000 masked thugs.
So you saw that being talked about today at the news conference that wrapped up just a couple of minutes ago. The commander of Border Patrol, Greg Bovino, and the ICE Assistant Director, Marcos Charles, were both saying that that child would have needed some sort of support. And the story about the dad walking hand in hand to or from school with that child was not true. I mean, getting to the facts is going to be critical because those who are going to posture the politics at this moment from the left, you're going to have to counter that with the facts. And that's what you're starting to see more and more of with proof, with receipts, with those mugshots and more. Garrett Tenney is on the ground in Minneapolis. Garrett.
Yeah, and Harris, those pictures of that 5-year-old boy standing in the cold wearing a Spider-Man backpack and a hat went viral after school leaders and then Democratic officials claimed that ICE was detaining that child and then using him as bait to try to lure the boy's family outside so they could arrest the family. There's been a ton of outrage over those claims, despite DHS saying they are completely false. You just heard that this past hour from Greg Bovino as well as ICE. Here is Vice President J.D. Vance with the administration's account of what happened.
That the 5-year-old was not arrested, that his dad was an illegal alien, and then when they went to arrest his illegal alien father, the father ran. So the story is that ICE detained a 5-year-old. Well, what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to let a 5-year-old child freeze to death?
And then on the investigation into that protest at a Twin Cities church this last weekend, federal prosecutors have charged 3 of the protest's organizers, and officials say they are hoping to add to that list. But Fox News has learned a federal magistrate judge rejected multiple arrest warrants DOJ requested for other individuals from the protest, including former CNN anchor Don Lemon. Activist groups and Democratic officials are slamming these cases as purely political prosecutions, though. Today, they are calling for a statewide shutdown so that as many people as possible can get out in the streets today to protest ICE.
It is the day of truth and freedom across the state, where we don't shop, we don't go to work, and we don't go to school, but instead we come together and protest in community, dedicated to one another, leaning in with one another.
Organizers are planning for a massive rally this afternoon downtown, followed by a march in these freezing temperatures. And yesterday, Vice President J.D. Vance said people are welcome to protest all they want over the administration's immigration policies, but they have to stay peaceful or they will face consequences. Harris?
Yeah, they actually have to protest and not riot. Matt, thank you very much. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, or ICE agents in Illinois, have arrested more than 800 illegal aliens in the course of Operation Midway Blitz there. Many of them are repeat offenders with outstanding warrants, so they've been in the system. The operation's been centered in and around Chicago since early last September, despite fierce state and local resistance. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons with this shortly after that launch.
ICE is a federal law enforcement agency, and we're out there enforcing federal law. I really wish the governor would look at the heinous crimes that these criminal aliens are committing in his state, that his sanctuary policies are...
The mayor don't give a damn because the mayor paid doing himself. He's paid raping little kids himself. He look a fucking fag in my book. And a pedophile. You know, Trump, here's what I'm saying. This might sound rude, but hire somebody to go in there and take him out. Take out Tim Walz, take out Ilhan Omar, take out the mayor of Michigan, Minnesota. You won't have this problem no more. Quick, double tap, no problem. Have someone with a rifle or a tranquilizer bullet, put it in their asses, knock their asses out, come in, bag them, tag them, blacklist them, boom. Or wait till the middle of the night, come in there at the middle of the night, in their home, take the whole family out. They want to know nothing. Then Minnesota people better rally no more. You cut the power and funding off them right there. You want to cut the head of the snake off? Cut the main head off. You want to root evil out? Cut the 3 heads off that's causing the trouble. Metaphorically, spiritually, and mentally, and financially, cut the heads off those 3 snakes. You won't have this problem no more, Trump. Trust me. Do what you did at Venezuela's president. Go in there, take him out quick as possible at nighttime. Do the same thing to Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar, and that mayor. You won't have that problem no more. Back to the video.
Leasing these violent criminal aliens to kill Americans, right? That cause harm in our neighborhoods. Operation Midway Blitz. We're doing that in honor of Katie Abraham. She was a young lady, prime of her life, that was killed in a DUI crash by a criminally illegal alien that shouldn't have been in this country.
Let's focus on Katie Abraham. She was killed just over a year ago. Now her father is demanding that Illinois leaders acknowledge Katie's death and change course on their failed sanctuary policies. Joe Abraham is her father, and he joins me now. God bless you. Thank you for being in focus. A lot happening today. Talk to me about a year ago and what you've been through.
Yeah, we lost Katie a year ago on the 19th, January 19th. It's been the most difficult year of our lives. It's been brutal. The person that killed Katie, Julio Cucabol, who was using an alias, who couldn't read or write English or Spanish. He was using the Tai Chi language, barreled into them at 80 miles an hour. Katie died on the scene. He fled the scene. So you hear a lot of this like, you're separating families and you're disappearing people. Well, I was separated. Katie's been disappeared. Why is there no consideration on that for Katie? When am I going to get a phone call to say, let's go to Springfield and protest Governor Pritzker's radical policies? He nullifies federal law. He tells Congress that immigration's their purview. He nullifies it, basically comes up with his own immigration plan, which is nothing. Clearly, it was nothing. He allows hundreds of thousands in. Katie, and more than, Katie wasn't the only victim, and he's got nothing but silence for us. Unfortunately, Renee Good in Minnesota, 2 seconds in, he's in front of the mic. I don't understand the one-sided compassion. Apparently, Katie does not qualify for any compassion from our governor, J.B. Pritzker.
Joe, as you look at what's happening in the streets in different cities around the country, ICE agents being ambushed and attacked, what is your response to all of it?
they do not have the moral high ground. It's very disappointing to watch so-called protesters. So if from their perspective, let's take it from their perspective, they say, oh, ISIS terrorizing our communities. So what do they do in response? Terrorize communities. I don't understand. You're going to churches, you're in the streets, you're bothering people, terrorizing people, living their lives, and you say you're the moral high ground, folks? You lost that. You're not. You are just as bad as what you're so-called fighting for. Now, I met hundreds of ICE agents and support staff, the most diverse, professional, dedicated, cooperative, competent people I've ever seen. The left always says DEI, we need diversity. I've never seen a more diverse organization than these guys. They should be championed. They should be used as an example of what a DEI operation should look like instead of being torn down like this. They're federal agents trying to enforce federal law. That's all they're doing. And the states, only a few states look like this. Minnesota and Illinois, specific reasons why it looks like this. Their leaders want the chaos in the streets. They need the chaos in the streets. They have to have something to deflect on the complete and utter mismanagement of their states. The only people think that those states are running well are the actual people running the states. They're the only ones that think the states are running well.
Well, Joe Abraham, if anybody thinks that you and your family are not up to speed on everything that's going on, you are glued because you have given up so much. You deserve to have a big voice in all of this. God bless you. And I know you miss Katie.
Every day. I would give everything for another hour for Katie. Everything I have and my life for one more hour with Katie. And they don't care. Nobody cares.
We do. We do care. People are lost, but we do care. God bless you, Joe, and your family.
God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my